From her time learning English as an Italian immigrant to a devastating diagnosis, Giuliana Rancic isn't afraid of a challenge. What other obstacles has the award-winning media personality faced? Keep watching to learn more. After Bill Rancic won The Apprentice, Giuliana Rancic met him at an NBC News party she attended with her then-boyfriend. As it turns out, she was a huge fan of the reality star, telling HuffPost, "I would watch The Apprentice with my girlfriend Colette every week, and Colette's like, 'You need to marry him.' I'm like, 'I do need to marry him.'" As Giuliana explained to Us Weekly, she freaked out when she first saw Bill at the NBC party, saying, "My boyfriend at the time was like, 'You're going to die.' Bill Rancic just walked in."
Do you want to get married? Maybe I'll propose. What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? Do we make a good couple?
The entertainment journalist was later given the opportunity to interview Bill for E! News, and the two were immediately smitten. She told the HuffPost, "So that's why when the assignment came up at E! I was all over that. The power couple has now been married for over a decade."
You're more than welcome to come over anytime.
Thanks, Bill.
Giuliana Rancic had a very public battle trying to get pregnant through in vitro fertilization treatment on her reality show, Giuliana and Bill. However, according to Today, before she started treatment in 2011, her doctor insisted that Rancic get a mammogram, and the test uncovered an early stage of breast cancer. Rancic shared the importance of getting mammograms in an interview with Today, saying, "A lot of us think we're invincible, but we have to start putting ourselves on the to-do list."
I was totally blindsided at 36 years old. Totally blindsided.
After a friend called and asked Rancic what she could do for her, Rancic says she told her friend, "Just call your doctor tomorrow and make an appointment. That's what you could do for me. I will be okay because I found it early."
Just make that appointment with your doctor. Make sure you're going to your yearly appointment. Figure out how to give yourself a self-exam.
Although you might recognize Giuliana Rancic from E! News, Fashion Police, or her reality show Giuliana and Bill, she and her husband own several businesses together, and Giuliana has even ventured out on her own, launching a skincare line, Fountain of Truth. In an interview with L'Oreal's skincare blog, Giuliana shared how being involved in testing every single product herself was very important to her when creating the products, saying, "I have been involved in every single aspect of the creation of Fountain of Truth from day one." In fact, today, someone who I am working with and who has been in the beauty industry for decades told me she has never seen a founder so involved in every aspect of their line. This dedication to hard work has allowed the entrepreneur's line of products to appear in popular department stores, including all 1,140 Ulta Beauty locations. In an interview with Parenting over email, Giuliana and Bill Rancic shared that their son, Duke, had developed an early interest in STEM activities in school, leading the couple to become interested in the subject as well. The Rancics explained to the magazine that they teamed up with Learning Resources, an educational children's toy company, to donate STEM toys, over $100,000 worth, to Chicago public schools. However, the Rancics' enthusiasm for STEM doesn't end there. They told Parenting that Duke isn't the only one who loves playing with the beaker creatures, saying, "We love being in the lab, aka our kitchen, alongside Duke, and playing and learning together as a family." After Giuliana earned her undergraduate degree in journalism from the University of Maryland, Rancic's parents did not expect her to pursue another degree. However, Rancic secretly applied to American University for her master's degree, got accepted, and attended classes for a full month before telling her parents. In an interview with Capital File, the now professional journalist explained how she wanted to pursue a graduate degree at a university in the heart of Washington, D.C., to experience reporting in the nation's capital. She told the Washington Post, "I wouldn't have been able to get that kind of experience at many other schools. Being part of that program gave me a solid foundation and truly shaped me as a journalist." With her bubbly personality, it's hard to imagine Giuliana Rancic on any other channel but E! News, covering our favorite celebrities. But according to the Washington Post, Rancic was originally interested in hard news. As an Italian immigrant who struggled to learn English when she moved with her parents to Maryland in elementary school, Rancic's father, Eduardo DePondi, shared that she would watch the news to learn the language and quickly became obsessed. Rancic went on to obtain both her undergraduate and graduate degrees in journalism and broadcast journalism, respectively. According to her website, the journalist even held an internship with the Capitol Hill News Bureau, where she covered stories on the White House, the Supreme Court, and the Pentagon.
It was obvious to anyone who was in our class that she was destined to be an on-air talent.
In her interview with the Washington Post, Rancic recalled that her true calling quickly revealed itself after she turned in a class assignment to a grad school professor that was supposed to be about a hearing at the Pentagon. While other students turned in serious reports about the hearing, Rancic decided to write about her struggle to find the room where the hearing was held, leading her professor to recommend she move to Los Angeles following graduation. She recalled being told, "What you should do is let everyone else deal with Capitol Hill and the White House and the Supreme Court. Let these other students cover that stuff. Why don't you move out to Hollywood?" After Giuliana Rancic moved to Los Angeles, she struggled to find a journalism job for about 2 or 3 years. Finally, she was conditionally hired at E! News as a reporter. In an interview with Us Weekly, Rancic described how, after an interview aired in 2001 in which he asked that 70s show star Wilmer Valderrama whether or not the actor had ever had an affair with an older woman, she was fired. According to the Washington Post, after some time passed, the network rehired her as a full-time correspondent, only once they saw how much attention the interview had gained. And the rest is history. Although Rancic officially stepped down as a reporter on E! When the network moved its offices from Los Angeles to New York City in 2020, Rancic still has almost 2 decades worth of memorable moments and hilarious stories from her time with the network.
I feel a butterfly in my stomach and vagina.
Giuliana Rancic has been candid about her experience with breast cancer and her struggles with self-confidence that she felt as a result, which inspired the idea for Fabuish. In partnership with the Pink Agenda, Rancic's organization creates special moments for women with breast cancer by granting wishes that she says are intended to, quote, help women with breast cancer embrace their fabulous selves. In an interview for Capital File, the breast cancer survivor shared her mission for launching the organization, saying, Fabuish was a way to give back to other women going through breast cancer, but really tied to my own experience.
We grant wishes to women who are going through breast cancer.
She went on to explain how, following a double mastectomy, she returned to work for the first time with her hair and makeup done while wearing a pretty dress and looked at herself in the mirror. She said of the moment, it was the first time in a very long time I recognized the person looking back at me. As an entrepreneur, Giuliana Rancic has multiple companies that she's involved with, including her clothing line with HSN called G by Giuliana Rancic and a wine brand called XOG. The entertainment host turned designer established her clothing line as one that's both functional and cute for women from all backgrounds. In an interview with CBS News, Rancic shared, the best part about having a clothing line with HSN is you can get your clothes to a lot of women. So many women enjoy the clothes, and it's a price point many women can afford. I'm all about that. When her clothing line experienced rapid success, Rancic ventured further into the retail space by creating a home decor line with interior designer Lonnie Paul. On the other hand, Rancic's XOG is unlike any kind of wine you've seen before. Instead of selling whole bottles of wine, the entrepreneur stacks 4 individual glasses of wine together. XOG is sold at Walmart, where you can find individual glasses of rosé, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Grigio. As an entrepreneur, mother, and so much more, Giuliana Rancic has to learn how to balance many aspects of her life. In an interview with Brian Lord on the podcast Beyond Speaking, Rancic shared how she learned the value of hard work from her father, who worked as a tailor since he was 11 years old. She said, I have an incredible sense of work ethic from my father, just being with him working day in, day out. In an interview with Forbes, Rancic shared her #1 tip for achieving success, saying, be the first one to arrive at the office and the last one to leave. In addition to her television experience, Rancic is also the author of 3 books, Going Off Script, How I Survived a Crazy Childhood, Cancer, and Clooney's 32 on-screen rejections. I Do, Now What? Secrets, Stories, and Advice from a Madly in Love Couple, which she wrote with her husband, and Think Like a Guy, How to Get a Guy by Thinking Like One, which she published in 2005 under her maiden name, Giuliana DePondi, before she got married. While Giuliana's first 2 books focus on dating and relationships, with the one she co-authored with her husband delving into the couple's relationship, including how they met and how they managed splitting their time between different cities, Going Off Script is even more personal. In it, she documents her breast cancer diagnosis and double mastectomy, something incredibly vulnerable and difficult to write about. According to USA Today, when announcing the release of her memoir, she said, it has been a true privilege to help people feel less alone by sharing my own hardships. There is still so much I haven't shared that I hope will inspire people. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.